Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Michelle, aka Opinionated Sense, and this is the second video in my two-part series entitled Perfecting the Art of Blind Buying. If you haven't watched the first video, please do. I leave a list of the YouTube fragrance gurus that I follow the most in the YouTube fragrance community. And please leave in the comment section over there people that you follow if I didn't name them. We can all learn from each other, help them grow their channels by subscribing, and just test out different opinions to help us further along in our fragrance journey. Now, because of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, a lot of us are in a situation where we can't just go out and use testers anymore. We can't go out to the malls like we used to and actually test perfumes. So with flu season coming and the potential for us to be a little bit more locked down, but the holiday season is coming and the sales are going to be amazing. I want to help everybody that I can get as close to perfecting the art of blind buying as they can. Now, I do want to tell you that even when you're using this method, there is a chance that you could end up with a perfume that you still don't keep. This method here is more so for making sure you don't buy something that you absolutely hate. If you're using this method, I just can't even imagine how you could still purchase something that repulses you. However, let me give you two examples of how you can end up using this method and still not keep the perfume though. So for me, let's talk about I Love Love by Moschino. Everybody was talking about this perfume. It just went crazy. And I can't even remember who the first person was to talk about it because it was like I logged into YouTube that day and every single soul on YouTube was talking about it. So I was like, oh, I've been looking for a citrus scent. I'm really, really heavy into orange and mandarin and bergamot and all of it. I want it. And out of my 5-member Holy Grail team, which I'll explain a little later, 4 of them were talking about it, ranting and raving, loved it. It was just so great. And when I purchased it, I did like it. I really did like the scent, the juice. I really liked it. However, it lasted maybe 30 minutes to an hour on me. There was no projection. There was no sillage. It just did not work on me. Loved the juice, but didn't like the performance. So I gifted it to my teenage daughter. So that's one example of how you can use this method and love the juice, but it may not work out for you. Another example is if you get a perfume and you love the juice, but you may own 2 or 3 other perfumes that remind you so much of that one that it just seems redundant to keep it. That is also something that could happen. So it's kind of sort of up to you to pay close attention to parts 1 and 2 a little bit more to try to prevent that. Especially if the members of your Holy Grail team may not have all of the same perfumes you have. So that perfume may come across as unique to their collection, but it could be redundant to yours. So it's very, very important that you use all 3 of these stages in conjunction with each other and don't skimp on it if you really want to save yourself the hassle of buying something that you may have to return or end up gifting away. Okay, so let's get into those first 3 steps. Now, 1 and 2 can be interchangeable. You may need to do 1 first and then go to 2 like I did, or you may need to do 2 first, then go to 1. Either way, as long as you're doing all 3, I do think that 99% out of 100, you're going to end up only purchasing something that you end up loving, with that other small percentage, that 1% being something that you may find redundant, something that doesn't perform well for you, but you still like the smell of. Okay, so number 1 is you have to know what you like. You have to know what you like. Nobody can tell you what you like. So I know some people say, I've never owned a perfume before. I don't know what I like. I've never owned Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret or Body Splash or Axe or anything. I don't know. So that's very rare. But in case there's somebody out there watching this that's just getting ready to start their perfume journey or their fragrance journey, I got you. Have you ever smelled an air freshener, a candle, or a body lotion that you like? Maybe you love vanilla candles. Maybe you love vanilla air fresheners, Glade air fresheners. Maybe you love the little plug-in Glade or Airwick or whomever. If you do, then what I suggest you do is you get on to like, let's say you know you love vanilla from air fresheners and candles. You take your notebook and you write down vanilla. Let's say you love a certain like Hawaiian something from, you know, Glade plugins or Airwick plugins. The way you can do is you can get on Google and you can look and see what they're saying the notes are. You can look on the back of the package and see what they're saying the notes are. If they're saying that there's pineapple and coconut in it, then maybe you can write down pineapple and coconut on your note list in your notebook as well. But you have to have a starting point. So if you love cinnamon candles and you think you'd like to smell like cinnamon, or if you love the smell of fresh baked pies, like, you know, that have nutmeg or anise in them, if you know from food or any fragrance to anything, the certain notes that you like and you wouldn't mind to smell like yourself, write them down in a notebook. Now, if there's just somebody out here who says they've never smelled anything fragranced before, I'm just going to cover all my bases. Then you may want to do step 2 first. Step 2 would be Fragrantica.com. Fragrantica.com is a website where you can type in a perfume. Let's say if you know you had a mom or a sibling or a cousin or a coworker or anyone that you've ever smelled before, and you've asked them, oh my gosh, what are you wearing? You smell so amazing. And they say something like Jessica Simpson Fancy or any number of perfumes. Then you can take that perfume that you know you love the smell of, look it up on Fragrantica, and then write down the notes to it. Hopefully you have at least 3 to 5 different fragrances that you know personally you like, so that you can write down the notes and then cross-reference them. So let's say you write down 5 different fragrance names, you write down the notes to all 5 of them. Hopefully they just have like 5 notes. For this example, they have 5 notes. If you look across all 5 and all 5 of them have vanilla, I think it's pretty safe to say that you probably like vanilla in your scents. If you're looking at them and they all have praline or caramel, or 3 out of the 4 of them have praline or caramel, or 3 of the 4 of them have marshmallow, that's how you start writing down like your 5 top notes. I know I'm sticking with the number 5 a lot. It's actually not my favorite number or anything, but it's just a good amount for a point of reference, just so you can wrap your mind around, you know, what you like without being overwhelming. Like, I can't imagine trying to figure out what I like and having 10 or 15 or 20 different scents. Not in the beginning. That's too much. Now, when you become more versed in what you like, then you just know. You know, you move away from even needing to make a list. In my opinion, 5 is a good number. So once you have your list of notes, let's say 5 notes, then you can move on to part 3. So you know what you like, and you've narrowed down the notes that stick out the most to you as your favorite notes. Now you need your Holy Grail team. My Holy Grail team consists of 5 members. Again, 5 is a number to me that is odd, so you're going to always have a tiebreaker, and it also gives you enough variance that you really do get some well-rounded opinions on things, and that is super important. So my 5-member Holy Grail team consists of Rhonda Larice, she was my first scent soulmate that I found on YouTube. I found her and then binge watched her for an entire weekend. She talked about a lot of scents that I had previously, all of them being celebrity scents because I hadn't jumped into designer yet. And therefore I built up a trust of her opinion because we matched on every single thing that we'd ever had in common. So I started doing blind buys based off of her recommendations. And I didn't buy anything based on her recommendation that I hated, nothing. But a couple of them I didn't keep because I didn't love them. Like the Vince Camuto line, I think he has one called Capri. I liked it, but it wasn't a love, so I gifted it to my daughter. But she's never had me purchase something where I was like, oh my God, what is this? I'm sending it back. Like, none of that. So she was my first scent soulmate. I love Rhonda Larice. If you do not follow her, please just go and watch her videos. You can go all the way back to the beginning of time when she started. I don't mean the beginning. That didn't come out right. You can go back to the beginning of when she started her YouTube channel, because this woman is not old at all. I'm pretty sure I'm older than she is. And so, yeah, go back and watch her videos and get a feel for her. And if you like her, subscribe. I think you will. She's very funny and I love her. She's from Ohio. I love her. Okay. And this is in no particular, yes it is. I was about to say it's no particular order, but this is exactly the order in which I found them on YouTube. My next scent, Soulmate, whom I love this woman. I love this woman. I love her personality. She is beautiful. She is so freaking sweet. I love her. Her name is Becky. Her name is Rebecca Collazo, I believe. I've never asked her how to say her last name, so I probably just completely butchered that, but I call her Becky. I love her. I love her. I love her. And she is the closest person that I have to a scent Soulmate now. Rhonda Larice took a bit of a break, and so she's just now coming back, and a lot of scents that she's talking about I already own, so I have to find my way back to vibe with her, but I still trust her. She's maintained her spot on my Holy Grail list, even though I found like 20 other people since then. She's still there. I value her opinion. Dude, Rhonda Larice is probably the person who I purchased the most because of in totality. In recent times, I've purchased the most, and I'm going to explain that in a minute because she's my 5th person on my Holy Grail list. But I digress. Back to Becky. Becky and I really only disagree on one house, and that's the house of Tom Ford. And I'm going to leave that right there and not discuss anything else because that's for a different video. Other than that, we really do agree. I used to not like oud, but the Eva Monroe and I'll go ahead and say her name now, Paulina Shar, have opened my mind up to oud and to Arabic scents and just getting out of the realm of just the mass appealing designer scents. Like I now have a collection, I think, of 5 oud perfume. I'm telling you guys, if you'd have said something to me 6 months ago about oud, I'd have cussed you up and down, told you, stay away from me with that stinky stuff. But there's a way to do oud, and there are some perfumes that do it very well. And actually, maybe I'll make that a video about my small little oud collection, especially to help those who currently think they hate it. It's an acquired taste, and it takes a minute, but the compliments I get when I wear it are just unstoppable. You know, I get some of the best compliments from those perfumes. So it's definitely, I don't know what to say about it. And when you look up what it is, it's kind of creepy. However, I digress. Back to the subject at hand. Becky's amazing. So whereas I would say Rhonda is probably an 8 out of 10 for me, I think Becky's a 9 out of 10 for me when it comes to scents. Now here's the thing that's so much fun with Becky. With Becky, we like a lot of the same scents, and she and the 2 of the other girls, we pick up different things from it though. We will love the same scent, and she will say she gets these 3 notes, you know, right off the bat, and I will get maybe 1 of those notes and 2 other ones. But we still come to the same conclusion of loving it. And that is the magic in perfumes for me. I think Maison Anne Francis Kirk Dijon is excellent at that. Creating, like, look at what he's done with Gentle Fluidity Gold and Gentle Fluidity in Silver. He's using the same exact ingredients, but created 2 different fragrances because of what order he put the stuff in. Like, he's like a freaking genius or something. He's my favorite perfumer, by the way. So with Becky, it's well-rounded. It's somebody who relates to me about 90% of the time, but gives me something different to think about, gives me a different perspective. So if you're not following Becky, please do. She's my favorite. I love her so much. The next person that I found it's MJ. She is the most adorable person I've ever seen in my life. And I love her accent. I love the way she speaks. I love her heart and soul that she puts into giving you her opinion. MJ, I think that we agree about 80% of the time, maybe 90%. I'm still getting a feel for her because she's newer, and a lot of the stuff that she talks about I've had already. So when I am testing people and their compatibility with mine, I am focused not only on what we agree about already, but the things that we are both getting together new at the same time and how we perceive them. And for MJ, I think that she does a lot of the same things that Becky does. She gets certain things out of a scent that I don't pick up at all. and I get something completely different. Like right now, we're in disagreement on what the new Dior Addict smells like. She's picking up notes that I'm not picking up at all, and we both have the same batch. But we still end up getting to a place where we still like the same scents. So it has to all count. She's my wild card, but she keeps me on my toes, and that's what you need. I don't want people who agree with me all the time. MJ is so much fun. If you're not following her, please do. And the next person has the best skin you've ever seen in life. She's a beautiful girl. She's a curly girl like me. I love her hair, but she glows. She might not be human, or maybe she's like some kind of Egyptian goddess. Takara Thompson is a beauty, and she has an amazing collection, and she has a wonderful nose. She picks up on woodsy scents like nobody else's business. I think that she and I are 8 out of 10 match as well. And I do want to give a really beautiful shout out to Takara, because Takara has taught me patience. I'm not a very patient person in real life, but with scents, I would smell something and be like, I don't like this. I'm done. I'm sending it back. I'm talking about just spray it on my hand. And if the first note is just like bitter and sharp or just off-putting in any way, I send it back immediately. Since following her and talking to her, on Instagram and things like that, I've learned that you got to give something a chance. Like, first impressions aren't always what's accurate. Sometimes those perfumes may have been sitting on the shelf. Only a little bit of it gets in the tube that's in the sprayer. So when you first spray it, maybe you need to get a couple of sprays out first before it blends and comes back to itself and comes to life. Give your body a chance, not just the back of your hand, but your pulse points and your nose a chance to get used to it. So in doing that, I've come to find out that not everything has to be a love at first sniff. You may have to wear something 2 or 3 times to really become engrossed with the magic of it, to integrate yourself into its life while it integrates itself into yours. That probably sounds crazy for anybody going, perfumes are not alive, but yes, they are. In my head anyway. That's not what I mean. I don't mean living beings, but anyway, I digress. If you don't get that, okay. So Takara, thank you for that. I'm pretty sure you didn't even know that. I'm pretty sure I'm just enlightening you on that, but you did. You taught me patience. I'm glad I waited with Crystal Gardenia, because I absolutely love it now, when I did not the first couple of times I wore it. I don't know. Something just was off to me, but now it's magic. So thank you for that. You did that also too with C Passion. And I think something else as well, but I think I'm a true believer in giving people their roses while they're here, or their flowers while they're here. So thank you for that. You've taught me patience. There are a couple of things I'm actually going to go back and retry. Like Addict was a retry, because I'm learning patience and I'm learning the art of second and third chances. I actually think I want to go back and give Trésor La Nuit EDP a second chance. I don't know, because I'm firm in my belief that I hate that perfume. Love all the flankers, love the EDT, love Nude, Musk Diamant, A La Folie, love all those. I just don't like the original, but I'll let you know if I decide to go that route. And my 5th person on my Holy Grail team is none other than there's no the. When somebody's important, I like to say that. Now, the Eva Monroe is the Eva Monroe, but Paulina Char, I love her. Even though she was disrespectful to the house of Juicy Couture, Viva La Juicy, and to Lancome's Idol, I forgive her. I was mad for about a week, but I forgive her, because people are allowed to have differences. She's wrong, but I forgive her. I love Paulina Char. She has opened up my mind to Arabic scents, to those things that are not necessarily household names over here in the United States. I don't hear anybody talking about any of the scents that she's hit me to. She also hipped me to the Mugler Alien range. Like, I knew about Alien. I have a decant of it. I do like Alien. I would never own a bottle because I don't want to always smell like that. I've never even worn the decant. I just go in sometimes and smell it from the thing, or spray it in the air in my room, and that's cool for me. But I've purchased so many, Alien Essence Absolute and Eau Sublime and Eau Extraordinaire. Just Yeah, and then of course the oud perfumes that I have, like Jasmine Wisp by Razazzi or something like that. You guys, again, that's gonna be another video, but check that out because it's amazing. So Paulina Shar rounds up my Holy Grail team of 5. If I am following these ladies, Rhonda, Becky, MJ, Takara, and Paulina, I can't go wrong. The scent that I get, if all 5 of them are talking about the same scent and all 5 of them love the scent, I love the scent. It's proven for me to be 100% accurate. The only time I can get a little off kilter is if I'm not using all 5, like with I Love Love by Moschino, because I hadn't heard Paulina talk about it at all and I was just dealing with the other 4. And again, I think all 4 of the other ladies, no, Rhonda's in Ohio. And it wasn't Rhonda, because Rhonda was no longer on YouTube. She had stopped making videos, and I can't remember who the other person was that I had integrated into my 5-person team while Rhonda was, you know, MIA. But that other person, who was that? Was it Valley Vaughn? No. I can't remember who it was, but I let that person be that 4th vote. And I think all 4 of the people I chose lived in Florida. So maybe I Love Love works better in that climate. I'm in Midwest, and it does not last at all in, you know, cool weather, rainy weather, none of that. It just dies on sight. So I don't know. But if you use this method, let me know how it works out for you. If you have a method of your own, leave that in the comments too. We can all stand to learn something new every day. But this method really does work for me. Have your starting point. Get specific and pick out those things that stand out to you that you love. Find you an amazing crew of people who agree with you at least 70% of the time. So 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 times. And I think it just opens the world up for you. It opens the world up for you in a way that you don't have to integrate yourself back into society just yet if you don't feel like it's safe. And you don't have to miss out on perfumes right now because it's not safe. So I see it as a win-win. Anyway, thanks for spending your time with me. I am about to go try to learn how to tag people, how to upload a video, and maybe how to edit, because I got to play this back and see if I hate it like I hated the other 75 times I've done it. But anyway, for everybody who suggested that I make videos, I appreciate you. I hope I'm living up to your standards and what you thought it would be so far. I do have a couple of ideas of some reviews I want to do, so they will be coming. I am definitely going to do one that people seem to be torn about. And I think that my opinion on it is just gonna, you know, tear the roof off the house, but we'll see. Anyways, have a great day, everybody.